I think the big thing is you get comfortable, just daily communication, and to see like how someone responds under pressure, under fire, and also to be like in the draft room, to see how he prepared for that, how he organized it, how thorough he was, how process-oriented he was, how he valued everyone's opinion. I was an assistant coach. He talked to me all the time about what do you see, what do you think, and those are important questions to me.
Good morning, hey John. Particular that this one, a lot of people really
heading down the stretch, over the course of the season, put a criteria together of things that I wanted in the next opportunity. And there really were three things. So it came down to the roster, where to go, who I would be working for, with, and then the commitment to winning the entire organization. And then when I felt there was a fit with somebody, then I would take the chance. But going into the season, I didn't know what I was going to do. So I looked at teams when I went to visit. I was looking at all sorts of teams because I felt like if you go to a young team, you might be rebuilding. If you go to an older team, how are you managing older guys? If you're somewhere in the middle, what would you do? So I was gathering ideas to prepare for whatever the next step might be. Well, I think if you look at how it compares some of the best players in the history of the game, we matched up quite well. I think there's a lot of work to be done because the ultimate measure is the winning. Can he bring the best out of all of his teammates? Can he read games? Can he play great defense? Can we win games where he's not shooting well? So, and that's the challenge for our club. If you're going to rely strictly on your offense to win, then the next thing, when you're not shooting well, you'll probably have no chance to win. So, by being strong with our defense, rebound and taking care of the ball, you do those three things. If you defend and rebound and turnover, you're going to be in a position to win regardless of what you do. If you add in inside out shooting the ball and shoot a decent percentage, the chances of winning are very, very good. But I think the important thing is for everyone to understand the work that has to go into it every day, and then also to understand what goes into it.
And Tom, you talk about that comfort level and compatibility with Scott. Is that a priority for you as you evaluate Chicago?
Well, and I don't want to keep going back to Chicago. That's gone. And I think you learn from everything. As I said, the Chicago thing, when I look back in totality, there was a lot more to it than that. And that's the way I prefer to view it. So then the next time you go around, you want to do better. So then you go and you analyze the different teams and you see the synergy between the front office and the coach, and you try to emulate that. So in being in San Antonio and watching Pop and RC interact, that was very valuable for me. And going to Golden State and watching Bob Myers and Steve Kerr, that was valuable. Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens. I think you learn from them. I know in Boston when I worked with Danny, Danny would come into my office every day to talk to me. So I understand how important that is, and I felt comfortable that I would be able to do that. What Glenn talked to me about was having a championship caliber, having a championship caliber team. I wanted to build something that would last, that every year we could have a chance, and something that Minnesota people would be proud of, and that's important to him. Well, everything you're doing, whether it's offense or defense, 5-man offense, 5-man defense. So it's very difficult to guard guys individually. Players are too good. So you have to commit to health, proper health, and whether it's defensive transition, low post defense, pick and roll defense, isolation, catch and shoot. If 5 guys aren't working together and one guy's not doing his job, you're not going to have a good defense. So everyone has to understand what their responsibilities are. You have to be able goes to help, it's all goes to help him. And if 5 guys aren't thinking that way, they're not thinking ahead, and they're trying to rest, it's not going to be good. The result will be good. And ultimately, when you look at the teams that have success, when you look at San Antonio, when you look at Oregon State, you look at Cleveland, they're strong on both sides of the ball. And that's what you have to strive for. Conference finalists, if you look over the last 20 years, you'll see where they rank in offensive efficiency and defensive efficiency. So the most important thing is to be efficient on both sides of the ball. How you play, the pace of the game. I think the most, if you look at pace, you'll see that oftentimes there's teams that you think are high in pace that actually aren't. So the most important thing is efficiency, scoring margin, rebound margin, being strong.
Yes, sir.
The time off was one, and Stan and the doctor, obviously two of the best. They do use their pieces loudly and longly. And so, I don't know. I think the trick to this game is to yourself. Coaching is about leadership, but you can't try to be somebody else. What works for one person may not work for another. I think the players read into that. I think if you're genuine with the players, if you're honest, your job as a coach is to tell the player the truth as you see it.
Last question. Tom, I know you don't want to look back. When you take that time off and you visit these other organizations and see the synergy, does that leave you kind of regretful of how Chicago ended, or do you just kind of grasp on something?
Yeah, I think, the way, it's gone. So I don't look back. Like, to me, it was about getting better moving forward. And so you're a sum of all your experiences. You're always trying to learn. You're always trying to get better. How can you do it better? And so that's the way I view it. There were, as I mentioned, there was a lot of positives out of Chicago.
Thank you.